Zombies Chronicles so bad. Since I have nothing better to do, let's talk about what the best Call of Duty game ever made is. Because why not? Zombies Chronicles isn't out yet. I really don't have anything better to do. But yeah, with this video, I want to tell you guys what my favorite COD game is. I want to see what your guys' favorite Call of Duty game is as well. And I actually have some top secret information about future Call of Duty stuff to share with you guys. It's not technically top secret, but it is pretty cool stuff. So first and foremost, what's my favorite Call of Duty game? Is it this? Is it that? It's probably not this one.
It's definitely not this one.
So in my subjective opinion, the best Call of Duty game ever made was Call of Duty 4. I mostly attribute this to the campaign. It followed the true roots of a Call of Duty campaign. It made you just feel like another soldier who's completing different missions, and ultimately you were expendable. You weren't invincible, and you weren't like a super soldier like later Call of Duty games portrayed you as. On top of that, the missions and the tasks and the things that you were actually doing felt real. The things that you actually did and carried out in the campaign felt very believable, like they could actually happen in real life. And on top of that, COD 4 had characters that you actually cared about, which meant that if anything happened to them, you'd feel gutted, you'd actually have an emotional response to it. And it doesn't hurt that I was absolutely addicted to the multiplayer at the time. Roughly 10 years ago when Call of Duty 4 was first out, I didn't even have my own Xbox 360 to play on. At that time, I was sharing an Xbox 360 with my brothers, and I hogged the Xbox 360. I did not share at all. But yeah, more objectively speaking, Call of Duty also started the highest upward trend for sales for a Call of Duty game ever. Prior to Call of Duty 4's release, Call of Duty on average was selling roughly 1 million units. After all of this time, it's tricky to get the exact numbers, but Call of Duty 4 had one of the biggest increases of sales ever in the franchise. And I think this is mostly due to the shift from World War II Call of Duty games to modern. But speaking of sales, something interesting happened with Black Ops 3 recently. Black Ops 3 finally dethroned Modern Warfare 3's record of being the highest selling Call of Duty game on a single platform. The last time I covered this and talked about it, Black Ops 3 was getting very close, but now they finally passed Modern Warfare 3. It's now 14.83 million units versus 14.8. So unless Modern Warfare 3 gets some DLC or people just start playing it out of nowhere, I don't think it's gonna pass Black Ops 3. But the important thing I haven't checked yet is to see whether or not Black Ops 3 completely outsold Modern Warfare 3 in terms of total copies. So let's find out. Okay, so Black Ops 3 globally on all platforms has sold roughly 26.3 million copies. Now let's check Modern Warfare 3. In total, Modern Warfare 3 has sold roughly 30.9 million units. Okay, so Black Ops 3 has still not outsold Modern Warfare 3 as a whole, but I do want to talk about Black Ops 3 a little bit more today because I think objectively it might be the best Call of Duty game we've ever had. Now, why would I go out of my way to claim that Black Ops 3 is the best COD game ever? It's clearly a game that I complained a lot about last year. For the time being, I'm just putting my personal opinions aside, and I want to try to objectively view this game and see why it could be the best. Because facts are facts. Black Ops 3 is probably one of the most complete content-packed games we've ever gotten. Let's start with the campaign. So yeah, you can play the campaign on Recruit, Regular, Hardened, or Veteran, but they even added realistic difficulty, and there's even Nightmare mode, which lets you play the campaign with zombies. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, but I was not a big fan of Black Ops 3's campaign. After I completed the campaign, I did some digging online so I could learn more about the campaign. I'm completely aware that it's out of chronological order and that it follows different timelines and different perspectives throughout. I understand the complexity and the nature of the campaign. That doesn't mean I have to like it. Even though Black Ops 3's campaign can be pretty confusing and cryptic, it's actually pretty brilliant. But my biggest beef with the campaign is that it has no real ties to Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2. There's no continuation of the characters, there's no continuation of the plot, it's its own game, which makes you question why this game is even called Black Ops 3. The only thing that's similar are the types of weapons. Where's David Mason? What happened to the Cortes Dia movement? This pretty much has nothing to do with it. A couple months ago, I went back and played all of Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2's campaign, and this just has nothing to do with them. This campaign will make you question how it's even related to Black Ops in the first place. It has no real ties to the other games. It feels like this game was called Black Ops 3 because it has brand recognition that could help sell the game. But yeah, moving on, we have the bonus modes, which are Nightmares, which is the campaign but with zombies. And you have Dead Ops Arcade 2, which is a continuation of Dead Ops Arcade. But then there's also Free Run. I feel like no one really talks about this mode and that it was heavily neglected. Treyarch did subtly hint that if people like this mode, they'd make more maps for it, but that never happened. I actually did like Free Run, but there weren't enough maps, and I feel like it would have been better if they had a custom map editor where people could make their own Free Run maps. If we could have made our own parkour style maps and then shared them with other people and play them, I feel like this would have had a lot more longevity, but there's only these 4 courses and you can only play them so many times. And on top of that, Treyarch fixed the G-Slide exploit, which at that time was a valid technique for free runners to try to learn and master so that way they could get better times. Honestly, once that got fixed, I didn't really hear too much about Free Run after. I feel like people just stopped caring. But yeah, let's move on to zombies. Now, as I'm sure you can see, I really haven't played zombies too much on Black Ops 3. It's just my opinion, but the complexity of some of these maps just kind of shies me away from them. In the past with World at War and Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, I really just played zombies to take a break from multiplayer, whereas in Black Ops 3, zombies just completely exploded and it's its own thing now. But even though my personal opinions don't line up with the design goal of Black Ops 3 Zombies, I think that this game has an amazing zombies experience. There's players and YouTube channels that are completely dedicated to zombies in Call of Duty, which is pretty awesome. It just goes to show how far zombies has come in the series. I don't know how I just now realized this, but there's theater mode for zombies. If I'm not mistaken, Black Ops 2 had that, but it's pretty cool that they brought that back in here too. But now, of course, we're left with multiplayer in Black Ops 3, which is kind of controversial.
I'm not exactly sure why it would be considered controversial.
It is nice that Treyarch kept a lot of the modes that we've come to know and love, and they even added some new ones. They also brought brought back theater mode, which was introduced in Black Ops 1 and it was also in Black Ops 2, and they also kept it in this game as well, which is a nice touch. Theater mode gets completely overlooked, and custom games in Black Ops 3 were actually pretty decent, but I think Arena is where they took a step back. People absolutely love League play in Black Ops 2, but I don't really hear too many people talk about Arena in Black Ops 3. I'm kind of on the fence with Specialists because even though they were fun and they did add variety, sometimes it could get really annoying. And as far as it goes for the weapons, I don't think it's necessarily good that there's more DLC weapons than there are base weapons in the game, and it's just my opinion, but I think there were some very blatant balance problems that were completely overlooked and never got addressed.
Like, how do you have a 2-shot kill semi-auto shotgun that can have 17 rounds?
Are you stupid? How do you not nerf this? But putting aside our opinions about how we feel about Black Ops 3's multiplayer, you can't deny that it has tons of customization. The gunsmith, the paint shot, the emblems, the calling cards, everything. The sheer amount of depth and options in this game is insane. So to ultimately wrap it up, Treyarch absolutely killed it with Black Ops 3. And again, I don't think Black Ops 3 is a perfect Call of Duty game. I definitely have some problems with it, and I'm sure you do too. But I at least respect Treyarch's efforts to put so much attention to detail and content into this game. Because nowadays, that's something that you don't necessarily get with a lot of new games. I can at least say that I got my money's worth for Black Ops 3. There's some games that I've bought that, well, they don't necessarily live up to your standards and they don't have that much content. A lot of new games are half-baked and you don't actually get your money's worth.
Some video games need months before they fully blossom.
But yeah, I don't feel like that's the case with Black Ops 3. But while we're on the topic of Call of Duty and how successful the games are and how well their sales are, I wanted to talk about Call of Duty Online. Because there's two questions that people constantly ask me. They always ask me if Call of Duty Online is going to be coming to console and when it's going to be going global. It's honestly kind of heartbreaking to say, but I don't think this game is ever going to be coming to console. First and foremost, the game would have to be ported to console, which I don't see happening. But if it were ported to console, the game would have to be constantly updated because the game is a free-to-play COD game. It constantly has updates and changes. I just can't imagine a Call of Duty game that just adds theater mode, or if it adds like League play later on like it did on PC. I'd imagine from a technical standpoint, it's easier to just push new features like that on PC, whereas on console, it might not work out so easily. So if for some reason you're waiting for this game to come to console, I would not get your hopes up too high. It's probably not going to happen. I would like to eat my words on that, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen.
So please stop asking me about it.
And as far as it goes for updates as to whether or not this game's coming to the rest of the world, I don't have any new information about that. There's not really anything new that's come out about Call of Duty Online going global, so I can't really talk about it too much. But if this game really is going worldwide, it's going to take at least a year or two for them to be able to make the game available in all these different languages. It's probably going to be a while before you're able to play Chinese COD. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Let me know what your guys' favorite Call of Duty game is by leaving a comment. I'm curious to see what you guys say because everyone starts with different Call of Duty games. Everyone has different experiences, so it'll be cool to see. I apologize if this wasn't like the craziest video or the most entertaining video necessarily. I honestly have not been 100% recently. I have been dealing with allergies for so many weeks now. It's been killing my throat. It's been very hard to speak. It's been killing my eyes. I barely even want to play video games. And I'm one of those types of people that does not like to take too much medicine. I believe in natural kind of remedies and stuff. So I'm incredibly stubborn about taking allergy medicine, which makes it really hard to recover. But I'm still doing my best to bring you guys new videos. And on top of that, by the time you're done watching this now, I'm going to be streaming at twitch.tv/mercmusic. I'm going to be playing Black Ops 3 Zombies Chronicles. So if you don't have Black Ops 3 or if you're not buying Zombies Chronicles because it's $30, you can go over to my Twitch and watch me play them, see how they are. And if you don't care about zombies, just come out and hang out anyway because I do my best to interact with my chat and just hang out with you guys. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did and you'd like to see some more Call of Duty stuff, make sure to drop a like. I'll see you guys later.